In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to integrate Diads into your improvisational lines. Now, you might not think this is going to do that much, but a lot of times when we're improvising, we're just using single note lines. When we start to integrate the Diads into our improv, it's going to give the improv texture, flair, and a lot of spice that's going to sound really, really awesome. My name is Brendan Lowe, creator and founder of Jazz Piano School. Don't forget to go to jazzpianoschool.com to check out all of the other free education that we have available. And if you are looking to take some next steps with us, we do have courses and a membership available as well. With that being said, let's dive right in.
All right, so what I'm going to do here is just kind of play through these and just show you exactly how you can start to use them in your improv. So the blues is a really, really great spot to use these in. First of all, you can use them however you want, but if I'm playing a C blues here, did you catch it? Did you catch where the diad was, right? So it's a real quick diad. It's almost like instead of just playing this one note here, I'm throwing it in as a diad. So I'm putting an A natural on it. Now, what note can you use? Can you combine this with? You can really combine it with whatever you want. You can experiment, but thirds are great. This tritone is great. You might even try a fifth. That sounds cool, right? You could do a sixth as well. That's a little more harder technically to pull off, but you can really experiment. There's no rhyme or reason, but the thing that sounds the best are going to be thirds, right? Moving back and forth. I'll talk about that in just a second. Your tritones between the flat 3 in a blues scale and the major 6 in a blues scale. Right? If you listen to my 3 blues scale podcast, you'll know this one, right? Your major 6 blues scale. So essentially, what I'm doing here is combining the flat 3 with the 6, which sounds really cool. Right? And again, you can start to explore. You can go a little bit, you can go back and forth like I just did. It's all about the freedom of improvisation. I could go. Now here I slid into a third, and this was a major third, so it's giving a more majory sound from my major blues scale that I talk about in the 3 must-know blues improv scales, right? Right, so that's a completely different texture. But again, there's kind of, I hate to say the word licks, but there are traditional things that you can come across. Just sliding them in really wherever you want. If I'm coming down, that's a very common one. And again, you can experiment. If I come down, like hit diads wherever you want, right? So in this case, I hit another tritone here, which is nice. I could have hit a fourth. That fourth sounds really nice. Right, fourth. Continue. I could do 2 diads in a row. I could do a triad. Or I could go. So you kind of have certain movements. Triads are going to be much harder because you have to kind of know the triad progression and movement. That's for a whole other episode. But if I'm coming down, it's kind of just slid in there a little bit, I'd highly recommend starting off with diads. So again, start with the blues scale, play around with different intervals from the blues scale. You can pick any note to harmonize your diad. So start on the blues scale, maybe up here on the G, come down, and pick a note that you're going to make into a diad. So if it's going to be the C, maybe I'll make this into a tritone. Again, I could make it into a third. So that's kind of doubling this E flat, which it's not the best method. You could do a fourth here. That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. I love that. So I'm just experimenting here. Sorry. That's really cool. And you might even come out, you could do a third here. I'm just randomly picking and choosing notes from the blues scale. and picking a note to make into a dyad with another note from the blues scale. I've never played that in my entire 35 plus year career of jazz, right? I've never played that, and I'm just creating it now. And again, I'm experimenting with this, but this is how you do it. Now, I'll tell you this. The majority of these kind of runs are coming down, right? Coming down. So coming down, starting with one is a great approach to try. So starting maybe, or maybe you play one note. So here's my one note. If you want to get a little fancy, you can add a little ornament. So, right? But again, that's more for intermediate or advanced players, right? You could do something like this. And again, all these start to come out of the foundational basics, what I'm showing you of adding these types of dyads in before you start to add in any of the fancy ornamental stuff, right? So practice starting with a dyad, no matter what dyad you pick. Pick any two notes from the blues scale that you want to use. I'll pick the major 6 and the flat 3rd. Maybe just repeat it. Get used to practicing it. And then pick a different one, right? Maybe you go. So I'm going. Right? I'm just creating these on the spot. So starting with it. Then practice integrating the dyad in the middle of the line. So coming down as I was showing you to first start off with. So here's my middle of my line. Right, so I'm going to hit this dyad here. That sounds really cool. I love this 4th here. I missed it there. I mean, I got to do more of this myself. Like, these sound fantastic. Like, I love this. And then finally, kind of to end the line, you can take that on as an exercise, a practice exercise for yourself. So to start the line, in the middle of the line, and at the end of the line. So I might go. Switch it up every time, right? Whatever it is, you know, you can kind of experiment. Or you don't have to play 2, you can just land on 1. I love this one. I love that 4th there. For some reason, that's really getting to me. Anyway, that's how you're going to start to integrate dyads into your improv, which is really going to give your improvisation much more flair, texture, atmosphere, and a pro sound. Because I'll tell you this, pros, especially Oscar, Benny Green, Gene Harris, they're using a lot of dyads from the blues scale to spice up and add texture and flavor to their playing. Okay? I have a great specialty course called How to Crush the Blues. It is available. Go to jazzpianoschool.com if you're interested in learning more about this. But for now, hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to go to jazzpianoschool.com to check out all of our free, amazing education, all of the free podcasts, blogs. We do have a membership if you're looking to take a next step forward with us, get access to over 1,000 different jazz piano videos, playbooks, mini courses, a main course curriculum, success path, and so much more. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@jazzpianoschool.com. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, happy practicing.